Welcome to Nugget 223 with Steve and Dana Groman, and today we're going to be talking about tigers.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
No lions or bears, just tigers.
No, but that'll still be fun.
I know you handed me this Scientific American article on tiger fashionistas. It took us a long time to figure out what to even say about this. We did a little research.
Well, yeah, the magazine and the website for the actual place where the tigers are, they say different things.
Well, I know I wanted to know where this place was. It's Simlipal. You say that, all right? Simlipal. And you can go there and tour, and their tour package, and they have these cute little hut things you can stay in. It's really a fascinating place. These tigers live at this reserve that's at a national park in India.
Yes, and there are only a few of them, actually.
Please say that place. Similipal?
Simlipal.
Simlipal is famous for tigers and elephants. It is the only tiger reserve in the country to boast of the melanistic tigers. It alone is the home of 75% tiger and 25% of the elephants of Odisha. This melanistic, and that's what we're going to get in today, it's the coloring of these tigers that they're concerned about. And they go through this large scenario of what could it be and what could happen, and then they're going to just come back to the obvious.
Well, yeah. The magazine says they're evolving, but the actual document says that it's a mutation. I'm kind of going along with mutation. What do you think?
It's inbreeding, and they're going to talk about that, and that's what's so crazy that even in the Scientific American article, they talk about that, and they basically are regurgitating most of this larger study that's been done on these tigers. We picked up the NCDS news report on it, and they have this painting that this lady did of these tigers. And the problem with these tigers is they've got too much black striping on them.
Too much black stripe.
They're saying that these tigers with these too much black stripes are just in this one area on the reserves. And these guys went out, it was the craziest thing, and they went up for like 1,500 kilometers around this reserve, picking up tiger poop and all kinds of stuff, trying to get samples so they could figure out if any of these other tigers had this issue. When the no-duh thing was that, no, it's happening there because one of the tigers had this gene dominate and they just sort of multiplied. It's kind of like the moth thing that they used to use for I guess they still use it for evolution.
Sure.
It's not evolution. It's just...
It's a problem, in a sense.
I don't know that it's a problem, but it's just an issue that a couple tigers had, and if they keep breeding, they're probably going to have their children that have that. If two redheaded people with freckles have a baby, I wonder what they're probably going to have.
I got an idea. Look what it says here. Image description. A painting depicting the contrasting phenotype of a pseudomelanistic and a normal tiger.
It says a team of scientists have discovered the genetic cause of the odd coat coloration and patterning in the Similipal. Here I go. I'm not going to get that one.
Similipal's black tigers.
And it's headed up by these people. They have spent time and money and all kinds of stuff checking out and doing genetic analyses of the tiger population compared to these tigers.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out why the black stripes have developed into the way that they have. They're a little bit broader and they spread out. Like it says here, genetic analysis of other tiger populations from India and computer simulations, that's interesting, suggests that Similipal black tigers may have arisen from a very small founding population of tigers that are inbred. So that means they're a mutation. That means there's a bit of a problem with them.
Or at least their gene pool got lowered down.
Right, their gene pool is tainted, we'll say.
It's not really a problem. It's just,
no.
Hey, if everybody's got black hair around here, then all the kids are probably likely going to have black hair. They actually thought that this whole black tiger was a myth because they have had these rare sightings of these and then this reporting of these. I'm going to try this word. Similipal. Say it? Similipal.
It's like Nepal, but similar.
I want to go to Nepal. He's just saying that to give me a hard time. That were reported in 2017 and 18. Since the late 1700s, reports of black tiger sightings and supposed captures in central and northeast India have been recorded by locals and British hunters. They talk about how one even popped up at the Oklahoma Zoo. It's just something that's going to happen.
Yep,
it's just like, there's some people that they've got this nice black hair, and all of a sudden when they're in their 20s, they're going to get this nice gray streak through it. And the next thing you know, they're going to have children, and their kids going to have this nice dark hair, and one of them's probably going to have this gray streak real young. It's just what happens. But I thought it was kind of interesting. They call this pseudomelanistic. Pseudo meaning false and melanistic meaning dark, black colored. And I know you talk about melanin in the seminar sometimes, and it's just the dark pigmentation in the skin, right?
That's
and
all it
depending on how dark you are, it's how much you have.
The more somebody has, the darker they're going to be.
I don't know what's fake or false about these dark tiger's melanin, but it seems like they got plenty of it and it's not fake, it's there. Then it talks about how the black tigers are mutants. They are Bengal tigers with a single base mutation in the gene, and it goes on getting very descriptive about the DNA sequencing and all that, and it's just a bunch of information that, yeah, it's really cool that they've narrowed down what gene is doing it.
And they call it a mutant gene, which that happens sometimes. It's not an evolution, but they call it that sometimes.
Well, I don't see in these articles that they talk about how that these particular tigers have any other kind of physical issues, because you think of a mutation as something that has a problem, and he's just got a little bit different decoration on him. He's not going to die or have other issues because of this.
It is a pretty tiger. The picture and or the paintings of what they're supposed to look like, they are pretty cool.
Okay, and this is kind of the paragraph that just seems so really. The researchers carried out further investigations to understand why this mutation occurred at such a high frequency in the Similipal alone. You'd think I would have practiced a lot more before we did this nugget. I did.
That's a tongue twister for you.
I'm doing the best I can, I did practice. One hypothesis is that the darker coat color of the mutants offer them a selective advantage when hunting in the dense, closed canopy and relatively darker forested areas of Similipal as compared to the open plains of most other tiger habitats.
Let me interject something here. That goes back to your moth example, which you were leading up to. When the color is more advantageous one way or the other because of the environment, well, of course you're going to be selective, and animals are going to be selective. And
well, they're going to survive better.
Yeah, the ones that are colored right at that moment were going to survive better. Yeah, they're going to blend. They're going to do better than the ones that are not.
The green lizards in the desert aren't going to do as well as the tan lizards.
And that's why some lizards actually change from tan to green, depending on the circumstance around them.
But I really don't buy that these tigers decide, oh boy, we're getting killed too much around here. I'm not sure what's the predator to a tiger, but we ought to darken ourselves up so that we camouflage better. It's because these guys were caught up in the same area and they kept breeding with each other. All right, let's continue on. However, the results of the additional genetic analyses coupled with computer simulations indicate that a small founding population and prolonged isolation from other tiger populations in India is likely to be the main reason for the occurrence of black tigers in Simlipal.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been saying the whole time.
Right.
They go through all this long article. You know, maybe they were just cooped up together.
Yeah, and the research give millions of dollars probably to do it. That's pretty cool.
It just kind of drives me crazy, obviously. We just thought it would be kind of interesting for you to hear about something different. These tigers are beautiful. They're over in India.
Yes,
it's just kind of a cool place to look up. This might have gotten onto my bucket list now.
But it is neat that they talk about inbreeding and genetic drift. And I mean, they do mention that it is a genetic issue with just a few of these tigers.
But they call it evolutionary forces because any change is considered evolution.
Yeah.
And it just gives them support for their term. And it has nothing to do. The tiger is still a tiger, whether he's got extra black on him or not.
And that's why they've changed with the word evolution. It used to, I mean, the original meaning of the word is non-life turns to life and then turns into some other life over time. But they apply it to all kinds of things now because anything that changes, they call it evolution.
A lot of times people want you to say micro or macro evolution. And you notice here, they're not using micro or macro evolution when it could apply. We shouldn't either. They just use evolution because they want to reinforce that word over and over in our head, even about some tigers that have some extra dark striping on them.
Right. Hey, this is kind of neat. We finally got this tiger nugget done, huh?
Yeah, it's been sitting in the hopper for a while.
You know.
All right. Well, thank you.